Hello, everybody. Hello, star friends. It's Danny with Sagittarius. We're going to do a Sagittarius reading today. I actually already laid out all the cards, and while I was reading them, I had a moment where I got a little teary eyed. So I decided to take a little break and pause the video and come back and start over. So it's a very powerful message. Hit me in my feels. So hopefully it will resonate with all of you beautiful people. The first card that I pulled was the Knight of Wands. This is being on a journey and knowing that it's going to be an uphill battle. As you can see, he's looking ahead and he sees the dragon in the distance. He's ready to make this journey. He has his little wand in his hand. He's got his cat. I mean, his cat even looks excited. So it's like being excited for the new journey, but just knowing there's going to be challenges along the way. The next card I pulled was the Ten of Swords, but it came here in reversal. And to me, this is making an amends. There's someone that you have a troubled history with. This is a theme here. And this person has been someone who showed up for you as the King of Pentacles. There's somebody who provided either financial help or just grounds of some sort of stability, some sort of foundation. They were a figure in your life that represented stability. And they may have betrayed you in the past. There's troubled history with this person. Again, these are the same energy together. This recovering from a betrayal and also someone who has provided great deals of comfort and stability. The next card pulled was the Two of Wands, but this one again was in a reversal. This is a hesitation to move forward. This is feeling like something's holding you back a little bit. Wands are action cards, but this one's in a reversal, and normally it's about this excitement to move forward, but there's some hesitation. So if that's conflicting with that first card, the Knight of Wands, those two are like a push and pull. And it's interesting the way they lay because we have our first card, this excitement to move on, this new energy, and then there's this troubling energy. There's something problematic going on, this betrayal, this healing from that betrayal. And then underneath this Knight of Wands, the Temperance card appeared. This is a teacher. So, this is somebody who you've learned a lot about yourself through, or you've just learned a lot in general through this person. And the next card pulled was the Empress. This is a feminine energy, it's a maternal energy. For some of you, it could represent a parent, it could represent a child if you are the parent. This relationship has its problems, which I think is true in a lot of relationships that we have with our parents or with our children. There's always going to be hurts with the people you spend the most time with or the people who you've had in your life the longest. They even say married couples that you end up hurting that person more than anybody else. And I think that could probably be true for um parent and child relationships. And there's this new show out on Netflix starring May Miller, I think their name is. I don't know their pronouns, but it's pretty good. It goes into a story about what is it called? It's called Wayward. And it goes kind of into like a weird story about parent children relationships and the hurt that could be there. That just popped in my head. I don't know why, but it was really good. You guys should watch it. Okay, then we have the King of Pentacles. Remember, there's some sort of celebration here, or it could represent a third party coming in, and that could be where there's a little bit of tension. There's this other person or these other people coming in, and they're taking away some of that attention or that stability, or you could be feeling a little bit left out. And then we had the Lovers in reverse. This is also on top of that Two of Wands in reversed. This is some tension, some trouble in paradise, could be your home life. This issue could be spilling over into your relationship dynamics. And that message could go really deep for I think a lot of people, and how trauma from our parents or from our families in general can cause issues in relationships when you bring in that new baggage. I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. A lot of our issues can always be rooted back to, you know, childhood. And then we have the Page of Wands. This is starting that new journey. And I think this is a really pretty obvious message about taking those lessons and learning those lessons and creating your own path. And a lot of that has to do with forgiveness and moving on and accepting that damage that you now have and being able to, because you will always be carrying a little bit of baggage from whatever traumas that you went through. So accepting that, learning from it, and uh, ultimately accepting that it's now your trauma. And while it may not have been you who hurt you, you are always responsible for healing yourself. And then we have the Moon card, Pisces energy. This is about facing your fears, um, walking into the unknown, and also that things may not be what you expect them to be. You could have wrong assumptions about people, people could have wrong assumptions about you. And then we have the Eight of Cups here, and this is on top of that Three of Cups. So there's this feeling of abandonment. Someone's walking away from a certain situation, or maybe they're just not going to emotionally invest themselves in that situation anymore. You know, certain people can't be everything for us all the time. So I do see somebody walking away. There's a Nine of Swords here. This is lingering heartache. Just going back to that first card with the dragon in the distance. This is going to be an uphill battle, lifelong, with probably a lot of reoccurring thoughts. And I'd like to say that they will permanently go away, but they probably won't. And then we have here the Star card, and it pulled in a reversal. So this is also another representation of lack of healing and the need to be able to release and move on and walk away. And then we also have the High Priestess, and this is falling underneath that Abundance card, King of Pentacles. So this is a good message for you are actually capable of manifesting everything that you want and desire. We look at the High Priestess here. She has her magic ball, she has her tarot cards, she has this yin and yang candle. This is good and bad, accepting it, accepting what the universe hands you, and also asking for what you want and knowing what you want, and being able to say no to the things that don't serve a purpose for you. And that really folds nicely into the Nine of Pentacles card, which is you being able to uh, create everything that you need with or without this person. You could want this person's support, help, attention. You could desperately be craving it all the time, wondering why they're not. But at the end of the day, no one's going to have your back like you do. And then we had the Temperance card. It's in a reversal. This is a lack of balance. And this one's falling underneath that Two of Wands also. This is that choice. Twos could also represent a choice. There's this negative thinking and there's this reversed lovers card. And I don't think this lovers card is representing a relationship. This is actually representing your relationship with yourself and this lack of balance. And we can see that, especially because these are both major arcana cards. We have the lovers in reverse and we also have the temperance. This is a message for Sagittarius and self, and that need to find that balance and to accept the hurt that you have and to be able and willing to work on it regardless of who caused that hurt. And I did pull an oracle card. We have stabbed in the back, heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, shocking attack. This person provided you support, love, and comfort, and you feel rejected and abandoned. But at the end of the day, you have to be the one to get up and wipe the dust off. Um, and then I did pull one more card. It actually just kind of flew out at the end. It was a little bit creepy, but it was the Ace of Pentacles, which to me was actually really inspiring because we had this Nine of Pentacles, remember? But that feels like a little bit in the distance right now, right? It's not there yet. We're not holding it yet, but it's an aspiration to have. And it's okay that we're starting at the Ace of Pentacles because when you do stuff by yourself, it's actually so much more fulfilling. And then I pulled another oracle card and it says surrender to the divine, and it's a full moon card. So that also was um, inspirational and uplifting, that you can just surrender into whatever life throws at you. And whether or not your life is falling apart and it feels like it's never going to be put back together, and you don't know when you're going to be able to put one foot in front of the other, just breathe through and surrender to the divine. I hope something in here resonated with you, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.